Welcome back, design students. So while that last video was rendering, I added this little tassel here on my hat. And the way I did that was I turned off Turbo Smooth and went to edge mode. And I selected these edges. And I held down Shift and I extruded them out. And then I adjusted them and added some more edges to make it taper around the arm. And I'll probably do that with the other side, but I just wanted to show you how I did it. Okay, so the Hair and Fur Modifier. So let's go ahead and hide the hat and anything else that we really don't need. Don't really need the nose or the feet. Need the body. And we don't need the reference plane for now. Actually, let's bring back the nose. So the way this beard looks to happen is it looks like it just comes right out of the top here and drapes down over the body. So what we're going to do is select these polygons here around in this area to emit hair. Now again, yours may be different, but you will be emitting hair from some part of either the face or the body of your gnome. So select the object, and I'm going to go ahead and collapse the symmetry here. I can always reapply it. And begin to select the polygons that you think will need to emit hair. And if you accidentally select some, or move them like that, just hit Control-Z. So I think that this is where my gnome will emit hair from. I'm going to go ahead and select these as well. And it's always good practice to detach the polygons from which you're going to emit hair. I'm going to click Detach, and I'm going to name this object Hair, and I'm going to attach it as a clone. So now what we have here is a cloned object called Hair that is form-fitting on the object from which we want to emit hair. And then what we need to do is go to the modifier list and find the Hair and Fur Modifier. It's right up here at the top. And when you click it, you will see that hair is coming out of the object that you created. Now the hair works by using guides. And if we come down to the display menu, there's lots of stuff in here, right? But the display menu is down here at the bottom. And we click Display Guides and uncheck Display Hair. These are the things that govern which way the hair goes. So what we really need to manipulate are these guides. And if we want more guides, then we need more geometry. Let me show you what I mean. Let's delete this for a second, and then turbo smooth it, and then convert this to an editable poly, and then reapply the Hair and Fur Modifier, and you should see a lot more guides. Now I'm just going to hit undo a bunch of times because I just wanted to demonstrate that to you. We don't want to make it any harder than it needs to be. Now there's lots and lots and lots of settings in here, but where we're going to be spending most of our time is here and in these grooming tools. Now because we're working with Arnold, we have to make a couple of changes to make it behave correctly, and these are very important. The first one is to go under Rendering and open up Environment and Effects. Open up Effects. And under Effects, select the Hair and Fur effect that you have. And down here, under for rendering options, for hair rendering options, under this you need to change it from Buffer to MR Prim. And then close it. If you don't do that, your hair will look very strange. And the next thing we need to do is create a material specific to Arnold for hair. And if we go open up our material editor and type in hair, you will see the standard hair material for Arnold. This is the material that we're going to use. Now, to apply it, we need to open up the Custom Shader rollout, click Apply Shader, and drag this output node to the None button and click OK. So now this material is applied to our hair. So let's take a quick render and see what that looks like. I'm going to open up the Arnold render view. And you can see that the hair looks kind of weird. It's black and kind of white. Now, the blackness comes from this melanin setting in the material editor. If you make that 0.5, for example, and re-render, you'll see that you'll have less black hairs. And how much of this you need depends on what the hair looks like. You just need to keep playing with it until you get it to look like you want. The base color of the hair, of course, is the color of the hair. I'm just going to make it a crazy color and you can see what that looks like. So the base color of my hair, I think, is kind of a gray. So I think I'm going to stick with that right now. All of these other settings we'll have to tweak, but there's no reason to do it right at the moment. Now we're kind of stuck with the density at 100%, but if you want more hair, then we're going to have to increase the hair count or the geometry count as we saw before. I'm going to increase this to 100,000. The default is 10,000, and then let's see what that looks like. And that's what that looks like. If I increase it to 1,000,000, it'll be even thicker, but I think I'm going to stick with that right now. So the next thing we need to do is make the hair longer and style it so that it goes down like a beard. And we'll do that in the next video. And I'll see you then.